State lawmakers are debating whether to limit the sale of THC products or outright ban them in Texas. Good evening, I'm Steve Eager.
Hi, everybody, I'm Heather Hayes. So this comes after the increasing popularity of products like Delta 8, which raised concern about excessive levels of THC, the ingredient in cannabis that gets people high. Fox 4's Stephen Dial, live with more. Stephen.
Possible backroom deals happening right now. That vote has been delayed multiple times today. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick says that some companies are abusing the system. I spoke to one chain owner who says that they should just have more regulations. As the legislative session comes to an end, some Texas lawmakers are pushing forward on a total ban of THC products. Thousands of CBD and vape shops have opened in recent years, seizing on the popularity of THC gummies like Delta 8 and Delta 9.
This is poisonous THC. No regulations whatsoever. No one knows what's in it.
Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick has been a vocal supporter of Senate Bill 3, a total ban on THC. The bill passed the Senate. Now the ball is in the House's court. Patrick says some stores are abusing legal allowances by selling more intoxicating levels of THC.
Transparently, what percentage of your business do you think in your stores has become?
In Texas, it's probably close to half. Yeah, it's about half non-psychoactive, about half psychoactive.
Vince Sanders is the founder of CBD American Shaman. They own dozens of stores across the state, including here in North Texas. Sanders says the stores require photo ID for age verification and make customers sign a waiver knowing what they are purchasing. He says stores that are doing the right thing will be punished under SB 3, but it won't make the lieutenant governor's concerns go away.
If there is a ban, it'll be a giant boon for the cartels. They'll love it, and the hardworking, honest Texans that are tens of thousands of people making a living this way will have to find a new way to make a living.
Patrick posted a video Monday night saying there is no way to regulate every store selling these products.
We can't regulate it. We don't have enough police to check every store when there are 8,000 to 9,000 of them. And to put this in perspective, we only have 1,100 McDonald's in the state of Texas, 1,300 Starbucks in the state of Texas. So there are 8 times more smoke shops selling this poison.
If this bill becomes law, will you have to think about closing some of your locations in Texas, or you're not at that point yet?
We're not at that point yet. Time will tell. You know, we certainly had stores before these products were available. As the consumer has moved from a non-psychoactive cannabinoid to a psychoactive cannabinoid, will that...
So 13 days left in the legislative session before it ends. That vote is expected to happen at 6. It likely could get pushed back again. This is that backroom deal thing that I keep talking about. It's a lot of bills that are being negotiated, let's just say. And so we'll have to see if it does not pass the House. Dan Patrick is pushing Governor Abbott to call a special session.
Stephen, get yourself in that back room. Come on, let's go. Figure it out.
Be in the room where it happened. The room where it happened.
Backroom dealers. Okay. All right, Stephen Dial, thanks.